So the agenda for this 1 hour webinar is we're going to have a look at a little bit of an introduction, and then we're going to have a look at the ICAEW's annual supervision report. And we're going to be having a look at some facts, some figures, some of the key points that have actually come from this report. And what the ICAEW have tried to do there is to give us 10 key areas where, if we're up to date, if we're up to speed, and if we're doing what they actually ask us to do or what the regulations ask us to do, then we should ensure that we're compliant should we ever get a visit. And at the end, we'll have a look at a little bit of a summary. When the risk assessment of the client is completed at the start of the matter, and that's when we should be doing it, we can then decide, obviously, of the CDD to be collected. Always remember, and I think this is one of the things that the regulators have not been seeing, but always remember that the risk level of a client can actually change. So you may spend half an hour with me at the very start when you first meet me. You might think, oh, yeah, I think Joe is low risk. And then when you start to collect the CDD from me, you find out that I'm actually a politically exposed person. So the risk assessment will change from being low risk to actually going to high risk. And if that happens, obviously, we're going to do enhanced due diligence. If something is low risk, we might be able to use the simplified due diligence that we mentioned earlier on. Number 9 is really important. It's the training piece. So we always come back to training, and CCAB Guidance Chapter 8 is all about training, as is Regulation 24 of the Money Laundering Regulations, where it says that all relevant employees and agents involved in the provision of defined services, so that's the type of work that you're doing, are to be trained. And what they are to be trained is regularly to recognise and deal with transactions and other activities and situations related to money laundering, and also to be able to be trained to be able to identify and then report anything that gives grounds for suspicion.